Hi grade 10s, today we'll be doing page 90. On the left side, we are given a square pyramid and a triangular prism. Remember the difference between a prism and a pyramid. A pyramid has just one base with triangles joining at the apex, and then a prism has two bases of that particular shape, and then it's made up of rectangles on the sides that join those two parallel bases. So just keep that in mind, the difference between the two, so that you're able to know, like to envision the shape that you are given. So what we are given here, we are given those two shapes or solid, and then we are also given the starting point, which is O. So we're going to draw the given top view, the given front view, and then we have to draw the left view with hidden detail requested to be shown. So here we can see that our prism is sitting at 15 degrees. And in order to get 15 degrees, you can use the 30 degrees method where you are bisecting the angle, or you can use the set square method where you use the two set squares to get your 16 degrees. In this case, I will use your 15 degrees. I will use my set square, my two set square. Under normal circumstances, you would be putting your set square like this. But then because I don't have space at the bottom there, then I'm going to be using my t-square at the top. My t-square is sitting at the top, so I'm just going to rotate my set squares like that, and then you can see that it's still the same angle, giving me 15. And then I will start with the triangle there at the base. Then I will just draw a construction line from the origin in that direction. Let me just zoom in a little, and you can see that we are only given one dimension here, which is 40. And it means that we have regular shapes, meaning that all sides are equal. So you can see that it's 40 there, and then I'm just going to take my compass and then measure 40 for the one side of the triangle. I measure 40, then I mark it there. So once my 40 is marked, I will use the construction method to draw my triangle, where you just have two arcs joining at the top, and then where they intersect, that is where you're going to have your other two sides meeting. So like I always say, ensure that it's aligned properly and then join afterwards. I forgot to wipe this ruler. Now it's smudging my drawing. And then the last side. So that is how you get your triangle. And then just erase the smudge. Sorry for that. And then to get the square, we are still going to use the same method of our two set squares. We now have to draw a perpendicular line to this line that we have here. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take back my set squares. They were like this before, so I'm going to turn the 30 degrees into this direction and then ensure that I'm focusing on this side. So I'm going to turn them once again like that, and then ensure that I draw my perpendicular line there, and then also here. And then once I have that, still 40, I'm just going to mark one side and then ensure that I just draw a parallel line to this one like this, and then outline my square like that. So now that my square is outlined, just going to join opposite corners to create those triangles that make up the pyramid or the apex. So this is your apex here. You can just label A, and then you'll have your B, C, D, and then E, D. So once now you've finished drawing what you're given, you're just going to go and, like I would normally do, is measure 10 millimeters away from the whole shape in order to get my XY line. So that's my XY line there. Just label it X, Y, since it's there and it's given. Once now that is done, you are more than welcome to project your lines. So I'm going to project point B so that I can start drawing the front view. Construction lines, please, when you're projecting. Then your apex, you also need to project it. Point O, D, and E. So this is how big your thing should be. And then immediately from your last point, I'm just going to again ensure that I draw my XY1 like that. So now that is done, now that is out of the way, I can start drawing the given front view. You can see that the height is 60, so I'm just going to measure 60. Once that 60 is measured, I can't actually just decide to measure 60 yet. Let me measure my 10 millimeters away first, and then I can measure 60 from there. I just This is just to ensure that you have a neat drawing, really. So ensuring that you're not drawing directly on the XY line, but you're just skipping a line. I'm sure you did this when you were doing mechanical drawing, learning how to draw at least 10 millimeters away from the Cartesian plane. So that is the height of our front view. As we can see here, we are given, this is the square pyramid, this is the triangular prism. So obviously when you're looking at it from the front, you are seeing this part, both of them clearly, but then there are some parts that are in hidden detail. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw my triangular pyramid, the outline of it. So I'm going to outline here the triangular pyramid because it's all the way there in the front. So easy for me to outline. And then we can see that the base is as well there. So now since I have my apex here, I'm going to take all my points to point A. Remember, this is B, C, and then we have O here, D, and E. And remember, line OD, point D and point O are being shared by both of the solids. And then here we have point A at the top. So what we're going to do using construction lines, first you're going to join everything to A, because remember this is a pyramid, so there is an apex there. So every point should be joined to A. And this is just still using construction. Once now you are done, you're basically copying what you're given at the top. You outline line BA, you outline line OA, and then you're just going to outline DA all the way up until here. Then that is where your hidden detail will begin, like that, because part of this line it's only showing there, but then it's at the back. And then you will also have hidden detail for this one here, CA. So these are your hidden detail. You just left to hide this one. And just keep in mind that I am just drawing what was given. Basically, I'm just drawing what I have been given here. This and this. Now we're going to have to draw the left view. Let's get to it. So the left view we have to draw on our own. We are not given the left view. So as usual, 45-degree line. and then ensure that you project your points. So point O, point B, point B and E, you can see that they will be sharing here, and then the apex for the pyramid D, and then C. So those are my lines, and I'm just going to ensure that I project them up. All of the points projected up using construction lines. There you have all of them. Then just ensure that you label them. So you have C, D, then you'll have A there at the top, B, E, and then you have O. So those are your points in the left view. Remember, left view. So from the left view, you're basically looking at the drawing from this side, and you're going to see the prism. The prism will be at the back of the pyramid. So meaning that you'll be able to see the pyramid clearly, and then you will see the little remaining part of the pyramid. I mean the prism. So, like I said, you will definitely see the pyramid clearly, and then whatever that is left will be allowing you to see the pyramid. So we know that A is the highest point of the pyramid. So how do we get to it? Silence this. So when you're looking at your drawing from the left view, you are able to see B, B, A, C, A, and O, A clearly. So you're just going to outline those. So C, A, B, A, point B is there sharing a point with E, and then O, A, like that. And then it means that our DA will be in hidden detail. Then we will have to complete the base at the bottom. And then we will now be able to see the pyramid. The pyramid begins at point D, so that is where we will have line D, and then this line, which is this one here, we will outline it because it's that remaining part, this remaining here. Then outline the top, and then once the top is outlined, now we need to figure out which part of it is hidden, and we can clearly see that it will be this line here and a little bit of that one here. in order to complete our prism. So I'm just going to finish off here. And that is the left side of page 90. Now for the right side, we are given the front view and top view of a regular square prism and a regular hexagonal pyramid. So this is the pyramid, this is our prism. I'm sure here it's quite easy to see which one is which. And then we are once again instructed to draw to scale 1:1 using first angle orthographic projection, the given top view and front view, and then here we have to do a right view. So once again, we start here by the origin, and we can see that the square prism is sitting at 60 degrees and it has a length of 24. Now to zoom in so that I can start drawing. My T-square is ready. Since it's sitting at 60 degrees, that one is easy because you will just use your 60-degree side and then measure 24, 24, this is 25, so that's 4, 24, mark that 24 on that line, and then use your 30-degree side for the other side. Once again, mark that 24 there, and then go back to your 60, 60 degrees, and then close off your square here. Then now you are more than welcome to outline it. More than welcome to outline because you have found all sides. And that is your square prism. Now for the hexagonal pyramid, you're going to use the construction method to construct. So this is still at 24. You're going to ensure that you use the radius or this distance of 24 as like to mark the things, the two arcs there. So once you have your two arcs there, I hope you still remember this method. You put your compass in the middle there and then construct a circle like that. Once the circle is constructed, still with the same 24, you mark point, come here, mark 24, where you just marked 24, and then there as well 24. Now all of your sides are 24. And then you're just going to outline them using your ruler or set square as long as it's straight. And then here, here, there. Then the last side. Then that's your side. Now you're just going to ensure that you join all sides to ensure that they are passing through the center that you marked. Here, those 2 points. So you have these 2 points that you need to join, and then your last point, which will be there. And then you basically just drew what you were given, and then from there you mark your tan so that you can draw your XY line. And then label it XY. Remember, you always label from left to right. XY, and then again at the furthest point is where we measure the tan, and then draw our other XY, and then from top to bottom like that. So those are your XY points. We're now going to measure the 10 millimeters away from the Cartesian plane so that we can start projecting our points up. To the front view. So now that we have that, let us just quickly label. I will call my middle point T, and then I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So those are my labelings for the pyramid. And then here you can use another labeling method where you will call this A, and then this is your O, obviously, B, C. I will just cancel this O and then name this one D, just so my points are correlating. Once that is done, it's time to project. And keep in mind that the alphabets are for the square, prism, and then the numbers are for the pyramid. Just keep that in mind. This is just another way to do the labeling. Using construction lines, just project your points there, 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 and then there. This one didn't project all the way. And then point D, point D. So all of my points are projected. Let me label them. So we're going to have 3 and 4, 2, 5, and C. And then here we have point D. Then you're going to have 1, 6, and B. Then we have point A. So it means that point T is in the middle here, but at the top. Because remember, it's a pyramid. And as we can see, the height is 50. The height is 50 there. So we're going to measure 50 and then start drawing what we are also given. Remember, we're still just copying what we are given. The only new thing that we will be drawing from our own head is the right view. So that is your 50. And then I'm going to take your ruler and actually just ensure that it's there. Remember, for this part of the hexagon, it's a pyramid, so all points must go there. So 1 up to 6. Already 2 and 5 are there, and then I'm going to take 1, 1 and 6, and then 3 and 4. But this one here, you don't have to think much about it. It's already given. You are just copying it. And then we have to also draw the square prism, which starts there in the middle. So we have that, and then we're going to extend point A and then point B, and then let me just point A, point B, point D, and then point C is there. So now I'm going to start outlining as it is given. So you will see that nothing to think about here. You're already given these views. So you're basically just copying what you are given. Hidden detail, and then outline, and then here I have hidden detail as well. And I'm just going to outline the top and the bottom, which is the base, like that. So now that I have done that, all points should be projected to the right view. Remember, if it's the right view, it's drawn on the left hand side. So I'm just going to project my point. My 45 is too small. I'm just going to extend it like that, and then okay, then A, C and 5. Okay, we can see that 4 and 6 are sharing. Then point T, 1 and 3 also sharing. Then 2. So there are my points, just so I don't forget that that is point T, and then projecting them up. Just as quickly as I can. There. And then now I'm just going to project point T as well. D. So now let us label our points. I just forgot this one. So like I said, this is D, and then A, and then here we have C5, and then here we have 4, 6, and B. So 4B and 6. Then point T, then 1, 1 and 3, then point 8, or 1 and 3 is here, then point 2. So those are our points. Now to outline, we have to look at our drawing from the right, and you can see we're going to start with the pyramid. You can see that when you're looking at this pyramid, everything is visible from the right. You can see all these 3 sides there. So you must ensure that you outline all the 3 lines, 2, 3, 3, 4, and 4, 5, all the way to T. So you must ensure that you outline them, and then you can also see 2, and then 3 as well, 4, so everything is visible. And then for the square prism, you see D, you see point D and C. So you're going to have a line for D, and then a line for C, and then B will be sort of so hidden from here, then outlined from at the top. Then from here it's just hidden down, and then A, which is this point, it's completely not visible from that direction, so you're just going to hide it in hidden detail. Then the last part will be to outline the top, and then outline the bottom, like that. So that is your right side of page 90. I hope that this helped, and remember, this is the last part for solid geometry. So this is your left, this is your right, and you can see that in both cases you are given a pyramid and a prism. The most important thing for you to know is to know the difference between the two, the difference between what a prism is and what a pyramid is, so that when you're drawing, it's easier for you to envision the shape. But otherwise, all the best with everything, and thank you for watching.